and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie. If you saw the title of today's video, we are going to be doing a deep dive into Britney Spears and her marriage. So if you guys haven't seen it, I put up a video. I'll have links in the cards, so make sure and go see that, where basically the rumor is that she and Sam got divorced. And it's a $60 million divorce. Now, I did a whole video on this, and I'm going to go into detail, and I'll give a little more information. I don't necessarily know if they got divorced. I think that it's possible that that could be the fact that she is in all this litigation with her father and with Lou Taylor. And I kind of wonder if that's manipulation from the media trying to make her look bad. However, Britney came out saying that she wanted to get married in a Catholic church and that they said no. So if she got divorced, then she's wanting to get remarried, and the Catholics had said no. And I have several things to say on this, and I will say this right now. I grew up Catholic. I took communion. I did all of that. And I have a few different things to talk about because I think this is interesting. So what is going on? What's really going on with her marriage? And why did the Catholic Church turn her down? What is happening? I'm going to dive into all of it, guys. But before we do, if you're new here, hi, how are you? My name is Katie. On this channel, I cover all the trending topics. And we just like to laugh at how stupid a lot of this is at this point. Because we hear nothing about Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeff, and Airplane, Little Black Book. But we hear stupid stuff about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard all the time. And I love it, guys. I'm entertained just as much as you are. But I also see how silly it is. So let's just laugh and have some fun and see what info we can get out. So if you would like to laugh with me and giggle, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Would love to have you. Okay, guys, so let's check this out. So Britney is blasting the Catholic Church right now when it comes to whether or not they would marry her. And you can see it right here. This is from Fox News. It says Britney Spears blasts the Catholic Church, saying they wouldn't marry her. The Baby One More Time singer voiced confusion over why she couldn't get married in a Catholic church, writing, "Isn't church supposed to be open to all?" Yeah, no, not when you're Catholic. And we're going to get into that. This drives me nuts. Oh, baby, how was she supposed to know? Britney Spears said the Catholic Church would not marry her and her now husband Sam Asghari because she's not Catholic. The Baby One More Time singer shared a since-deleted Instagram of an unidentified couple getting married in a church with a caption claiming her original plans were to get married there. She wrote, "I wanted to go every Sunday. It's beautiful, and they said it was temporarily shut down due to the illness. Then 2 years later, when I wanted to get married there, they said I had to be Catholic and go through tests." It says the couple, who was wed at Spears' home in June, shared photos of the event, which was attended by a bevy of stars, including Selena Gomez, Paris Hilton, Donatella Versace, and also Madonna, says who was also the bride's wedding dress, or designed the bride's wedding dress. And you can see right here, it says, "Whoa, holy crap, we did it. We got married. Geez, it was the most spectacular day. I was so nervous all morning, but then at 2 p.m. it really hit me. We're getting married. I had a panic attack and then got it together." I think that's how all of us do everything at this point in our adult lives. You go to work and you're anxious, panic attacks, freaking out, trying to make sure you get the kids, everything's ready, and then you get to work and you're like, nope, I'm actually going to work, I'm doing this. This is just every day for us. Britney expressed her disappointment with the Catholic Church, writing on the same deleted post, "Isn't church supposed to be open to all?" According to the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, there is a required preparation course engaged couples must take before getting married in the Catholic Church. And according to the Archdiocese, in New York, one person in the couple must be baptized Catholic to get married in the church. Back on August 5th, 2021, Spears declared a since-deleted Instagram post that she is Catholic and goes to Mass. Spears was raised Baptist. And it says, Spears and Asghari got engaged last September after dating for several years. Just 7 months after announcing their engagement, Spears and Asghari revealed they were pregnant in April. In May, the pop star announced she and her then fiance had lost that a month before their wedding, RIP. Spears had previously claimed that her 13-year conservatorship had prevented her from trying to have more children, among other things, which is insane. It's insane that you could do that to a woman's body who is competent. But then again, they said she had dementia while they had her on tour and had her working 18-hour days because it makes sense. Spears' father, Jamie Spears, who predominantly controlled his daughter's conservatorship, is estranged from Spears and did not attend the wedding. Neither did Spears' mother or her 2 siblings. They weren't invited, and they should not have been. And I will say this, and I think we can all agree, anybody who's done A-word behavior, physically, mentally, emotionally, not nice to somebody, they don't deserve any time or any attention from anyone, period. Period. Just because they are your DNA does not mean you owe them anything. And apparently, Britney owes them everything because they decided we're going to say that she is physically and mentally incompetent so we can continue to take money from her. It's unreal. And it happens, guys. It happens more often than you think, even in regular family units. Or a lot of times, I've been through this. If you're the person that speaks up about the A-word behavior in your family, it's real tempting for those people who do the A-word behavior to try to say, you're mentally ill, you're incapacitated, let's hospitalize you. So your mouth will stay shut. Guys, a lot of people, I firmly believe, I'm not saying everybody, but there are a lot of people in mental hospitals that A, are actually just physically sick and can't get the help they need because everybody gaslights them that nothing's wrong with them. And B, that these are actually trauma victims of PTSD who are in different types of either relationships or family units who are consistently doing A-word behavior and then continuing to victimize them. Happens all the time. And I'm really glad that Britney brought this up. Very glad. It also drives me nuts thinking how many people actually are just physically sick and physically need help and are not getting the help they need. By the way, did you guys know, and I'm not saying this for every instance, a lot of mental health issues come from your gut, come from your gut being sick? I'm not saying everything, and I'm not here to diagnose. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your health or your mental health. But I am saying there are huge links between your gut health and your mental health. But do you know how much we know about gut health? This much. You guys know last year I had a surgery and I also had to do a colonoscopy endoscopy, which was very scary for me because I had to go under and that is not safe for my conditions. So in doing that, I had to make peace with my creator. It's how far it was for me because I've done that before and almost not been here. But as a result of that, you guys know I've had all these digestive issues that have made it so that at one point I was almost 300 pounds. And that happened over a 2-year period, which is insane because you guys have seen me. You guys have watched me. That is not a normal state for me to be in. And I went through that on YouTube, which was super fun. When I did the colonoscopy endoscopy, they said we see inflammation in your stomach and we see inflammation in your colon. And that's it. Everything else is fine. Okay, there's inflammation. Inflammation means something is wrong. That's how that works. The body gets inflamed because it's trying to heal. So what is it? Silence. Take Metamucil. That does not work for me. That backfires. Silence. So guys, for me to get better, I had to literally find my own solutions. And what you saw as to me getting better, and you guys saw me lose my hair, that was a carnivore diet. It hurt. I mean, it worked on some things and broke other things, right? That's why I'm not somebody that ever says, everybody who's got my issue should do this. Everybody's health is different. But my point in all that is to say that a lot of your health has to do with your gut, your mental health. Why is that never looked at, and why do we know so little about gut health? It's scary how little these doctors actually know. So I'm going to continue. And it says, Spears had previously claimed that her 13-year conservatorship had prevented her from trying to have more children. Spears' father, Jamie Spears, who predominantly controlled his daughter's conservatorship, is estranged from Spears and did not attend the wedding. Neither did Spears' mother or her 2 siblings. And then it goes on. Oh, but we're not done. The Catholic Church decided to clap back. And this is from TMZ. It says, Britney Spears, Catholic Church calls BS. You never asked to get married here. So interesting. The Catholic Church, these upstanding people who have ministers who are not nice to children, please infer, who do not prosecute the ministers when they are not nice to children, please infer. They just change whatever church they're at, decides to come out and say, we are refuting what you say, as though we should trust them. And again, for anybody upset, I'm not knocking you or your religious practices. I am knocking the evil that goes on there and the evil at the top. As long as you are not engaged in it, you don't support that, has nothing to do with you. And I am a former Catholic. I can talk about all this. I mean, I could anyway, regardless, but still. Britney Spears bashed a Catholic church in LA, claiming they wouldn't allow her to get married there. But now the church is calling the singer out, saying she never even contacted them about a wedding. And you can see right here, this is on Instagram. It says, this is where I originally wanted to get married during the illness. I wanted to go every Sunday. It's beautiful, and they said it was temporarily shut down to the illness. And it is. That's a beautiful church. Some of these churches are beautiful and they use all this sacred geometry, and like they could actually be used as bastions and beacons of good if they weren't so infiltrated by people who are not nice to children, and then we hide it. It says, if you missed it, Britney went on Instagram Wednesday posting a pic from inside St. Monica Church in the caption. This is where I originally wanted to get married. It says, however, a rep for the church tells us they checked their records, which show Britney never personally visited the church or asked to have her wedding there. But they do admit at least one spouse in a wedding has to be Catholic, a ground rule across the board. Hey, I have a question. How did Britney have that picture that she took inside the church if they have no record of her ever being in the church? So is it just me, or are we literally catching them in their own lie? Maybe I'm taking that too far. Tell me if I am. Sound off. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, you literally just contradicted yourself. So, and then it says, yes, but you have to be Catholic. That's a ground rule across the board. And it says the rec tells us the pic Britney posted appears to be from a live stream, not a photo she took on her own. How do they know that? If the church, unless, I could say this, unless this is a situation with the church where there was some very specific thing going on that day where they could specifically point out, look, because of this, whatever thing was happening, right? There is something specific here that shows that this was taken on this day and we don't have any reports. But then again, I've been to Catholic Church. I've been to Mass on repeat. I've never seen them make you sign in. How would you know if she had or hadn't been there? Or are you just trying to save face? And why are you trying to save face against Britney Spears, a woman who has already been desecrated by all types of A-word behavior that's not nice? Wouldn't you think that these people would be more concerned with what goes on in their own church? Why need to say anything, Catholic Church, and then to say, well, that's not true, she never even went. Oh, but yeah, you have to be Catholic. Then what does it matter? How do you know she didn't take that photo? How do you know? And it says, we're told the church knows the couple getting married in the photo and Britney was not in attendance for their wedding. I'm sorry, I've been to Catholic weddings, I've never seen them there with a clipboard going, what's your name, and marking you off the list. Now, does this church operate that way? Maybe. Do I doubt it? Yeah. It says, as we reported, Britney and her now husband got hitched in a ceremony in the singer's home. So, yeah, I have a few things to say about this. I will say right now, as somebody who grew up in the Catholic Church, I am more and more disgusted with them. Now, I know that there are good people in the church and there are good people trying to do good things. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm not at all refuting that. But knowing the rampant amount of child hurting that goes on, and those people almost, not even do they not get prosecuted, they don't get removed, guys. They literally take that person and just put them somewhere else. So my grandmother, who passed this past year, I have a lot of respect for because she was a very devout Catholic. She's the reason I was Catholic my whole life. She was the one that pushed communion on us and had us go through all that stuff, right? However, in her late 80s, she completely, and this is somebody she tithed, she went every weekend. She stopped going because when she finally understood how bad the situation was with children, and then in our area, it happened and they just moved the person around, she said, I'm done. I'm not going to give my energy to that. And from that generation who's very disciplined and regimented in this is how it is in society and this is what you have to do, right? And I'm not trying to put down greatest generationers. Hi, I know a lot of y'all watch me as well as boomers. I love you guys. I love everybody. But she is somebody who was very staunch about that type of thing. This is what you do. You go to church. And she said, no, I'm done. And being that old, coming from that mindset, I had a lot of respect that she did that. With that being said, I have a lot of contention about this. Now, when it comes to religious organizations, I understand. I'm not saying they're not allowed to have their own rules and protocols. Do it. That's fine. It's your organization. Do whatever you want. However, when you have rules about excluding people from being able to be with their life partners, especially somebody who's been under that much A-word, physically, mentally, emotionally, not nice behavior like Britney, and then you know that the people who are leading the Mass may be hurting children. Literally, when they leave Mass, they go to derobe, they could be hurting children, and you do nothing. I'm sorry, at that point, I don't think you really get to have any rules. I don't think you get to have any rules. It's one thing if there's a turd in a punch bowl, which there's always a turd in a punch bowl, and it's just an isolated situation, and then you dealt with it, and the law was involved, and amends were made. That's not what they do. This is a systemic, horrific issue within the Catholic Church that still goes on, guys. I don't know how they're still operational. Oh, I do. It's because the Catholic Church is run just like all the other governments. This happens at every level of power, and it's disgusting. And I just find it hilarious that not only do they think that they get to have standards and rules for who gets to get married there when they know the men are doing this to children and not doing anything about it, but then when Britney calls it out and talks about it, you then want to say, well, she wasn't there. I don't believe any of you were there with clipboard, taking names. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Maybe they were, and I'm saying that because I'm trying to be open and I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt. But I also have a hard time giving the benefit of the doubt to an organization that openly protects P words. P, a red, and then a Tory. And you do that to children. And you don't help the children. You just take that person and put them somewhere else where they can do it to other children. It's just quieter. So no, I personally don't think they get to have any rules, and shame on you for even thinking you need to speak out about this. Go speak out about the own evil you guys do. Leave Britney alone. Literally, Chris Crocker had it right. I'm sorry. I know Chris is, that person has changed their name. More love to you. I don't know what it is. Unfortunately, I don't follow that much. And I say that with love. There's no shade there. I'm just saying I'm ignorant. I'm saying I'm not trying to say that in any disrespect to that person, because that person during a very awful time in our society was the only person to defend Britney, and good on them. I have so much respect for that person. Now, I do want to talk very briefly about the rumors. The rumors are that she got divorced, that they got married and got divorced. Now, it looks like she had already been wanting to get married to him, so this might not pertain to that, but I'm going to tell you what I think about that too. There were some articles that came out that said that she's getting divorced and that she rushed into this too quickly, and this means that she's not really clear with her decision-making skills, and that should compromise her freedom. Here's something. If Britney's been controlled her whole life, Britney is going to be very naive to a lot of things. I'm 38 years old and I'm still figuring out where I'm naive to things and people, guys. And I've been under a lot of A-word behavior, not in the same way Britney was, and a lot of us are that way. And I feel when I saw these articles come out, to me, this is what it sounded like. It sounded like this is Lou Taylor and her father paying the media. I'm not saying this happened, but this happens all the time because we know Lou Taylor's never in his back pocket. Paying the media to write negative stories about Britney to show, look, she's irresponsible. She should be back in a conservatorship. She should be controlled. So here's something, and I want to make sure I make this very clear. Let's entertain that Britney is naive and because of her situation in life, and that she's open to being taken advantage of, and that this marriage fails, and that she ends up losing money. Let's entertain that. Here's my answer to that. So what? So what? Does that mean she shouldn't have her freedom? Why is it that it's totally okay for men to go jump into a situation with a woman, and many times it's for physical intimacy? They get married, the woman takes half, and then they complain about it, but that's it. You never hear of a man going in a conservatorship because he's naive in that area, do you? So why is that okay to do to Britney? Is it because she's an empowered woman? Is it because she's empowered with her intimacy? Is it because we still think that we can own and control women, their intimacy, and feminine energy? So when I saw that story, I did a video on it, and I was really irritated because I'm like, okay, I'm throwing out a blank theory. Totally transparent here. This is a blank theory. But also, this is what the media does, and I'm trying to shine a light on what these people do. And guess what? If Spears gets married, if Britney wants to get married, and she doesn't have a prenup and she loses half of her money, who cares? It's her life. She gets to lose her money. She gets to get married. Britney gets to get taken advantage of. Britney gets to have experiences. And nobody gets to own or control the fact that she should or shouldn't have experiences because somebody else wants the money over somebody else. I just wanted to point that out. What do you guys think? What do you think about the Catholic Church clapping back? What do you think about Britney wanting to get married there? What do you think about the Catholic Church? What do you think about this divorce? Sound off in the comments and let me know. I always like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Would love to have you around. Also, leave me a like. Everything greatly helps. All right, guys, I think that's it for me here today. Take care, lots of love, lots of blessings. Till the next video, guys, I'm giving everybody hugs, mwah, kisses, stay safe, and as always, your girl. We'll see you soon.